you take your seats. We've already welcomed Cadets Rojas, but we are so excited to have you. We really are. And we're going to get to hear from them throughout the summer. They're going to be at this pulpit a few times each, and we're excited to be able to hear what God's laying upon your hearts for us. We had the opportunity just to meet with them just for a few moments a couple days ago, and what we told them I want you to hear, because I believe you would be in agreement with me. You are here for a reason, and we are your reason, and we look forward to sitting under your ministry. And right now we're going to have the opportunity to hear their testimonies. And so would you greet Cadets Camilo and Monica Rojas, and Camilo is going to come first, or I'm sorry, Monica is going to come first and give her testimony.
Well, thank you very much. We are very happy to be here with you this summer, and we are looking forward to meet with you all. We have met some of you, but this summer is going to be plenty enough to meet all of you. And we're also looking forward to see what God has in store for us this summer. Amen? And this is my testimony. I was born in Colombia, Bogota, and I became a Christian when I was only 11 years old. My aunt and uncle brought the word to my house, and since that moment, our lives changed forever. I remember that I wanted to know more and more about the amazing God who was beginning to change our lives. So we started attending a church nearby, and later I decided to serve God in the church. So I began by helping in the children's ministry. As I was growing, I was getting more and more involved with the activities in the church, so I knew that God had planned for me. But I thought it was just nothing more than the ministry that I was developing with the children. I had not thought about being a pastor, and much less an officer of the Salvation Army. When Camilo and I started dating, many people would ask me if we were going to become pastors, because Camilo's parents are pastors. I would always say no, because we had other plans for our lives. But our plans are not God's plans. Isaiah 55:8 says, "But for my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord." While working in the church, God confirmed to me that He wanted to use me full-time in His work. And one day, we visited the Salvation Army. From the first day, we felt the love of the people. And without even knowing us, the corps officer told us that he had been praying for new young leaders to help them, and that we were the answer to his prayers. We did not understand at that time the plans of the Lord, but we kept attending the corps and started to be part of the activities there. I continued to pray with my husband in order to know God's purpose for our lives as a couple. And I felt that God wanted us to serve Him in the Salvation Army as officers. In October 2012, during the rally with General Linda Bond, God confirmed His calling to my life. I thought that this would take a long time. However, during the Florida Youth Councils last year, the divisional candidate secretary asked us if there was something that would keep us from coming to training college in 2013. There was nothing that would keep us from answering God's call. From that moment, God opened every door. And in 2 months, He organized everything for us to come to the training college in August 2013. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Camilo Rojas. I'm the husband of this beautiful lady right here. I was born in Bogota, Colombia. As Monica said, my parents had been pastors for 40 years. I grew up as Christian, surrounded by church activities. Early in my life, I realized that it was very difficult to be a Protestant Christian in a country where 95% of the population was Catholic. I encountered several acts of discrimination. So I thought that being a Christian was the worst thing that could happen to me. When I was in my late teen years, my desire was to have a secular profession and succeed. But during this time in my country, the army opposition groups determined that religious groups were their enemies. These include Christians. For this reason, to protect our physical integrity, my family and I have to leave Colombia to seek political asylum in this country. After a difficult migration process, our political asylum was approved. For this reason, I decided to visit a church to thank God for what He did in my migration process. That day in church, God opened my eyes to see how wrong I was, and He spoke to me in Matthew 6:33. But seek first the kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. This day I saw that I was wasting my time seeking the things of this world. Since that moment, I fell in a deep love to serve Him again. In the year 2005, I met this beautiful lady with whom in year 2008 I got married. We began a journey where from the first day we surrender our marriage to God and asked Him to use us as a couple to serve others. Later, we decided to find church near home. So because of the closeness of Hialeah Court, we decided to visit this court. The first day we noticed the warm welcoming of the people. Soon we enrolled as soldiers and began to serve in this court. We never think in the idea of becoming officer because I didn't speak any English at that time. We had good jobs and our plans while others. As Monica said, in October 2012, in the rally with General Linda Boyle, I asked God if He really wanted me to serve Him as officer. At this time, a deep peace that I never encountered before filled me. I know that this was His answer. Then I spoke to my wife, and I told her what was happening to me. And she told me how God was calling to be an officer too. We prayed, and we left everything in His hand. We thought that attending training college would take a few years, probably 2015, 2016. However, as Monica said, last year, during the Youth Council, the candidate secretary, Colonel Judy Felling, asked us if there was something that would stop us on attending the training college last year. We knew that there was nothing that would stop us to attend God's call. So a few weeks later, we were accepted to be part of the session Herald of Grace 2013-2015. After that day until today, God has shown us in a way that we never imagined that He is in control and that there is nothing to be afraid.